This review was supposed to come out much earlier, but it just kept happening. Every time I played Mario Kart World, my opinions would just keep changing. Every time I played a different mode, my opinions would just keep changing. And now, a little over 2 months and 30 hours in the game, I think I fully understand my opinions on this game. Hey guys, it's me, LostSoul64 here, and I'd like to start out by saying this is not a full review of Mario Kart World, nor will I be going in-depth look on the tracks, and I don't think I have really the ability to articulate a full-length, 2-hour-long review on World at the currently stated this video. And when it comes to more of an in-depth look on the tracks, I plan on uploading a cup ranking video for Mario Kart World. I'll be coming out later this month, so just back to the video. Mario Kart World, I think I should really start out with the gameplay. The gameplay of Mario Kart World is honestly the best out of any Mario Kart game. The mechanics from all prior games are greatly improved, and this is the best Mario Kart has ever felt. On top of that, there are loads of new mechanics added to this game. There's the charge jump, a new move that allows you to charge a jump and dodge items and vehicles. This allows you to effectively drift in a straight line and allows you a lot more options. When jumping near a wall, you can access a new mechanic called wall riding, allowing you to jump between walls and ride along them for alternate paths. And when you jump off a wall, it allows you to trick as many times as you want to until you fall to the ground. This feature allows you to get so much more airtime. On top of these new mechanics, you get rail grinding, which paired with these other moves allows for so many more options and so many more alternate routes. There's also rewind, but nobody talks about that. Besides that, they've improved how Mario Kart controls, meaning that your abilities can be put to the test, and you feel like an absolute beast when you can pull off insane shortcuts and moves. And honestly, that's not the only thing I love about this game. It's got the wackiest, the roster. Look at this thing. The Wonder Designs return and remain supreme for another game. Each character looks so amazing. I mean, they have costumes, and there's so many weird and wacky enemies playable. This might honestly be the best roster in a game, period. But there are some downsides. I mean, has Nintendo even heard of submenus? Seemingly they forgot about them after 8 Deluxe, as they're so haphazardly sorted enemies and costume characters, and they're just all thrown everywhere. Like, there's a sort button, but that's like fixing the sink by removing all the pipes in your house and then sticking a hose where the pipes were and saying you fixed the sink. No, you didn't. You just made a problem and then created a slightly better solution. That's not the only roster, as there's also carts. And honestly, I'm glad they got rid of customizable wheels and gliders, as they just wasted more time while you picked out your car parts before your race. So honestly, no matter what, they looked horrible with your combination. So I'm honestly glad that they got rid of it. But hey, we're done with all these characters. Let's actually race. We should probably get into Grand Prix. This is one of the best and worst Grand Prix in Mario Kart. So let me talk about it. On one hand, there are some of the best new tracks in Mario Kart game with so many excellent new and old tracks in this game. And on the other hand, there are intermissions. Intermissions are probably the most divisive aspect about this game, the town when it comes to this game, and honestly, I think they're pretty cool in theory. Effectively, an intermission helps open up the world of Mario Kart, and I mean the whole gimmick of this game is the open world. But they don't really work for Grand Prix, as instead of you finishing a course and just spawning on the next one, you actually drive in between them. Which sounds really cool, but what happens is the first track of the Grand Prix you do 3 laps on, and then the next 3, your first 2 laps are you driving to it, and then your final lap is actually doing it. I get why Nintendo wanted to do this, as they wanted Grand Prix to stretch on forever, but, like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, couldn't, like, some tracks be, like, 2 laps, or some of them having 1 lap on the actual course and mix it up, honestly? Like, it causes such an issue, and that's not the only issue, too. There's only 30 tracks. They couldn't just add, like, 2 more to round it up. It means when you're playing through the Shell Cup, it feels like a total afterthought. You have to play through 2 different versions of the track. You have to play through Peach Stadium, which, that lap is an actual joke. You have to play through an alternate route of Crown City. Like, really? Like, it's genuinely horrible. Like, the intermissions are just an annoying part about the game. But there is one mode that intermissions honestly excel in, and that's Knockout. Oh boy, this mode is insane. The chaos of 24 racers is multiplied by everyone trying to get out to the front of the line. Everyone's slowly getting eliminated, so it just multiplies the chaos. It's definitely a standout feature in the mode of this game. It's even better because of the items. The items are an experience in this game. Since a Piranha Plant stole PD's license, and the feather's been freed from the battle mode's clutches. On top of that, so many items have gotten buffed and improved. Feather, an unhelpful item in 8 Deluxe, sees uses for insane shortcuts and item dodging. Mushrooms and booze are so much better due to off-row, and lightning lasts shorter but somehow worse now, especially online. Along with these changes, we get a few new items. The ice wall and the hammer were added from Tor, as well as 4 new items. The dash food, which sorta is one you don't get from item boxes. They're from fast food trucks and places. They're normally a little bit more out of the way, and they offer a mushroom type of boost. They also offer costumes depending on the character you choose. I think it's really cool you can make a strategic decision on if you want to get dash food, because normally they're out of the way, and you can lose speed on them, but you can obviously get a mushroom type of boost. The next 2 items, which are cut from the same cloth, the question block and the coin shell. The question block just lets a bunch of coins out, and you get about roughly 8 of them, and just release a bunch and everyone can else collect them. That's pretty cool. But I think the gold shell is probably the real standout new item of this game. The gold shell heads to the middle of the track weaving, and leaves behind a gold trail, and then if it hits somebody, a bunch of gold spreads and they obviously get hit. But now on to the bad one, the bad item of the game, Kamek. Theory, it's kind of cool. You get people in front of you can pick the cam item, and then you'll get a random enemy and or Pianta, and a bunch of obstacles showed up based on that enemy, which is cool in theory, but then you have to realize how you have to unlock enemy characters. And what happens is someone has to randomly behind you get the Kamek item, and you have to get the character you specifically want from it, which can be really hard. For example, I still have not unlocked Fishbone and Rocky Wrench. Honestly, an F-tier decision, and it generally brings down this entire item. Such a cool idea, and it was honestly ruined. I'm getting a little angry. I wonder what mode's next. Hopefully it'll cheer me up in my opinions on this game. Free roam. Okay, this mode is just disappointing. I feel like we could have gotten a seriously cool story mode or a mission mode, but instead we got open world, nothing of note in it. I get there are P missions, speech medallions, and question mark panels, but the main issue of that mode is that only question mark panels are shown on the map. Let's just take a break. Let me stop talking for a second. And let's just look at this map. This map is completely unhelpful, and everything is so hard to see. Genuinely, this map is absolutely trash. Okay, back to my rant. The question panels are labeled with, which are good, but then the Peach and P-switches aren't. And like the Peach medallions are just kind of just like the panels. And the P-switch missions are cool, but just kind of simple and formulaic. Honestly, a story mode or even just actual missions could have been cool. And maybe something involving like the Rainbow Road, and that they hint at in the Grand Prix about how like the Rainbow Road's important. They could have like the story. I don't know. I mean, it's just extremely wasted potential. Obviously, it isn't bad, but it's just kind of lame. Like, I think it's cool to explore the 3 roam, but there's just nothing of note to really do in it. I mean, I'm getting a little negative. Let me cheer up a little bit. Let me talk about one of my other favorite modes from the last game, battle mode. Honestly, when writing the script, I almost forgot to include this mode. That's how bad it is. 8 Deluxe had an excellent battle mode and was one of the best in the series, so how did they improve upon it? They added eliminations to Bloom Battle, which honestly is a good feature, but they also did a bunch of stuff to worsen this mode. They axed 3/5 of the modes and have only timers, and there's like no customization. And 6 of the 8 battle maps are literally courses. Like, what's going on? I've been negative, but I decided to talk about one more mode I really like. Online. It's just a really good solid mode with loads of options and races besides that one update, we just don't really talk about. But besides that, online is pretty dang cool. Closing thoughts. Ultimately, Mario Kart World is such a confusing game. My opinions keep changing, and I just couldn't figure out how I felt about it. But I think I've finally decided to make this video to kind of capture my feelings on it before this game inevitably gets DLC for its lifetime. It's a real shame. I feel like there's loads of aspects about Mario Kart World that I love to death, but there are just loads of choices that just ruin it for me. Just a bunch of little things. It is truly a death by 1,000 paper cuts. A great game, but not the best Mario Kart. At least for now. I'm sure that it'll be completely different by the time the next Mario Kart game comes out. This game will be radically different and significantly better. So, this is just my feelings on the current base version of the game. So, I guess bye. Levels lost.